We continue now at the top of Daf Yomi in Meseches Nazir. This is Nazir Daf 10b. Rav is continuing to explain what the pshat is in the Mishnah. The case is there's a cow that is crouching in front of the person. V'yomer, and the person says, Hareini Nazir miyayin, I will be a Nazir, I will refrain from wine. Im lo amde, if this cow does not stand up, meaning his intention is, the person is saying, I'm going to make this cow stand up, and if it doesn't stand up, I'm going to become a Nazir. V'yamda meile, but then he doesn't actually make it stand up, but it stands up on its own. So Beishamai Savri, Beishamai hold Turfei Dahai Gavra Mishum Ukme Beyadehu. The person's intention was that he was going to make the cow stand up. V'alo Ukman, he didn't make the cow stand up, and therefore he is a Nazir. Ubeis Hillel Savri, but Beis Hillel they hold Mishum Dereviyahu. His real intention is that the cow is crouching and he wants it to stand. He doesn't really care how it stands. V'hakamas, and it stood up, and so therefore since it stood up, the condition is not fulfilled, and the person is not going to be a Nazir. But the Gemara continues, Ihachi, if so. If that is the explanation of the Mishnah, so Ema Seifa. So let's look at the end of the Mishnah and see if we can explain the end of the Mishnah. The end of the Mishnah, it says, Amar Rabbi Yehuda says, Av Kisha Amru Beishamai, even when Beishamai said that the person's words are effective, Lo Amru Ela Ba'omer Harein Alai Karbon. It's only talking about a case where the person says that the animal is going to be prohibited to me, like a carbon. And the problem is, according to the explanation Rava just gave, so para mikamatvis bamidi, the cow, it has nothing to do with the prohibition over here. According to Rava's explanation, the case is clearly where the person said, I am a Nazir, if it does not stand up, and if it does stand up, then I am not a Nazir. It has nothing to do with making the cow prohibited. So how would Rava explain Rabbi Yehuda at the end of the Mishnah? And so the Gemara offers another explanation how to understand the Mishnah. Ella could go into Amar. Rather, the case is the person says, Hareini Nazir mi besara. So he doesn't say, I'm a Nazir from wine. He actually does say, I'm a Nazir from the flesh of the animal. I'm taking a Nazir from the meat of the animal. Im lo amda, if it does not stand up. V'amda me'eleha. And again, the same case, he doesn't actually make it stand up. It ends up standing up on its own. And so the Gemara says, Beis Shammai Savri, Beis Shammai hold, Torfei Dahu Gavra, the intention of the person is, Mishum Ukme Beyadehu, he means to say that he's going to make it stand up. V'alo Ukman, he didn't make it stand up, and therefore in this case he's going to be a Nazir, because Beis Shammai also say that we take the words Hareini Nazir seriously, and we don't care about the words Mi Basara. We assume that he's an actual Nazir. Ubeis Hillel Savrin, Beis Hillel hold, no, Torfei Dahai Gavra, the intention of this person is Mishum Deravia, because the animal is crouching, V'akamas, and it got up, and therefore the person is not a Nazir. But the Gemara continues, Ubeis Hillel Savri ilo kamas have a Nazir. But according to that, what you're saying is that Beis Hillel hold that if the animal does not get up, then the person is a Nazir. V'ha'amri mi besara lo have a Nazir. But Beis Hillel is the one that say that in general, if a person says mi besara from the meat, then the person is not a Nazir, because we take that part of the phrase seriously. He didn't say wine, he said meat, and he shouldn't be a Nazir regardless of whether the condition was fulfilled or not. And so the Gemara explains that Beis Hillel is responding, L'taimayu de Beis Shammai ka'amri. Beis Hillel in our Mishnah is just responding according to the logic of Beis Shammai, meaning according to you, Beis Shammai, you don't care about the fact that the person said Besara. That's not enough, and that's not enough to say that the person is not a Nazir, but we would still say the person is a Nazir, but still Beis Hillel say to Beis Shammai, I have an argument against you. Lidi Don, meaning to say as follows, according to us, according to Beis Hillel, Afilu lo kamas nami lo have a Nazir, even if it didn't get up also, person is not a Nazir because the person said mi besara. But lididchu, but according to you, the amrizu have a Nazir, you say that the person is a Nazir. But still in this particular case, odulan mias, you should admit to us in this case that torve dahad and gavra, that here at least the person's real intention is mishum de revia v'hakamas, because the animal is crouching and now it got up, and therefore it doesn't matter how it got up. It's still the person should not be a Nazir because the condition was not fulfilled. And the Gemara says, Beis Shammai respond, no, lav torfei dahai gavra mishum ukme biyadehu v'halo ukma. Really, Beis Shammai say, no, the person's intention is that he has to be the one to make the animal get up, and therefore, since he did not make the animal get up, the fact that the animal got up on its own is irrelevant. The condition in this case, according to Beis Shammai, is fulfilled in terms of the person becoming a Nazir, and the person will become a Nazir. We'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Yud Aleph Amud Aleph.